If you don't think June is too early to start talking about Halloween, then I have the perfect read for you. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I think first of all, I need to make a distinction between horror and Halloween. Horror is something you can experience all year round, anytime you're in the mood for a scare or a thrill or just the chills, the creeps, whatever the case may be. But Halloween is seasonal. It is a time where everybody kind of gets in on a vibe, a mood, a flavor. Pumpkin spice lattes. Anybody? And it's decidedly different from true horror because Halloween is when everybody kind of becomes a horror fan, just like St. Patrick's Day, everybody's sort of temporarily honorary Irish, at least until they sober up. And this new book, which isn't even out yet, this is the ARC. It's not even on Goodreads yet. So hopefully it will be so I can post the review there. This book is for those who just love to be in the Halloween spirit, the mood of the holiday. They like to celebrate it. They like to wallow in it. They like to soak in it. And starting October 1st, it is solidly pumpkin pajamas and horror movies on Netflix for a constant stream of days. And in that spirit, this book would be perfect for early October reading. If you're like in that anticipatory stage, you're like, I'm geeking out. I can't wait to get that smell of dead leaves in the air and maybe some campfires going in the backyard. This book will hit you right where you are, and you could sort of get a pregame going for the big night. Octobertown's about a couple that are walking this street in this affluent neighborhood where every house on this block tries to outdo the other one with their elaborate Halloween decorations. These are rich people who like to show off their wealth, have a competitive streak, and that arms race of Halloween decorations benefits everyone who comes to the neighborhood because they also give out like full-size candy bars, and they have haunted houses and these live action monsters walking around, and people come from all over every year to see this block. And this couple walks the street dressed in very modest costumes. They're adults and they are enjoying the season. It's a very lovely outing for them. It's an unseasonably warm day, and they are transported by their love for each other as well as the spirit in the air. And as their day ends, their lives are forever changed. I'm not going to spoil anything. This is a spoiler-free book review, so I'm not going to say what happens beyond that. But I will say Dalia goes through a lot to explain these people and who decorates their houses, the lives they lead, how they relate to one another, how they relate to the world, and how that translates every October 31st. Now, this is the third book I've read by Dalia, and she really likes to set them up and then knock them the F down. Boom, 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 boom. And in this book, she totally does. You spend time learning about these families. You see how their lives are interconnected, and then true to her style, it all comes to a chaotic conclusion on this street that really needs to be read to be witnessed, because it is Halloween, and you cannot have Halloween without horror. So the horror comes in at the end of the book, and it's interesting how she set it up, and then when those dominoes fall, how they all connect. Because when she sets them up and knocks them down, they don't get back up. But the book is more than just Halloween and horror. It's about a life denied, a lifestyle out of reach. When this couple walks the street, they're not just seeing the splendor of these decorations and the grandeur of the spirit. They're also seeing these lives that they can't attain right then. Maybe someday they'll be able to afford a home like that, or maybe they've written it off as that's someplace I'll never be able to live. But there is that barrier, that socioeconomic barrier. So a lifestyle they can't achieve, and then a life denied, and the grief and the pain and the anguish of a very real horror juxtaposed to these imagined elaborate stage events. There's a very cool balance there that comes into play. So I'm happy I got to read this early so I could tell you early while it's still in stock. This is a limited edition, only 500 will be printed. I don't know if there will ever be a trade edition, but there will be 500 from Earthling, signed, hardcover, beautiful materials, built to last forever. One cool thing about the Ark is that Pugsley's shirt has texture to it. You can actually feel those bars. Nice touch, Paul Miller. So you can get over to Earthling's site, order it right now. It'll come out around Halloween. Now, I don't know if it's going to be before October 1st. I really don't know the date, but the aim is this is the Halloween book series. So it will be released around Halloween. Now, if it's before Halloween, make this the top of your TBR and get right to it. And then perhaps follow it up with other Earthling editions like Gothic from Philip Fracassi or Widows of Winding Gale, last year's Halloween entry, which is also a perfect Halloween read. So I'm glad I was able to tell you in time. This will get sold out and it will get hard to find. So barring a trade release, this is your only chance to really celebrate Halloween with Mia Dalia and Earthling Publications. Thank you for joining me this time. Hope to see you again next time. In the meantime, stay frosty.